I am very honored to be able to take part in this commemoration and to join Councilmember Glass in this effort along with all of our colleagues on the council. The theme for this year's commemoration is Reflect, Unite, and Empower. So let me begin by thanking all the elected and community leaders and all of the other members of our LGBTQ plus community for being here with us today and for the leadership that you show each and every day, and I will say the enthusiasm that you are showing here today, which we are very proud to see and to join and take part in. It is truly a privilege to work alongside the first openly LGBTQ plus member in our council's history, Councilmember Glass, who not only has spearheaded our Pride Month celebration in years past, but whose commitment to equality and justice continues in his work, and to serve with all members of this council who have taken on these issues with sincerity, with authenticity, and with deep, deep levels of commitment. Today is a day of celebration, a day of reflection, and a day of recommitment to our collective fight for the rights, dignity, and well-being of all LGBTQ plus people in our community, their families, and everybody in our community. The Montgomery County Council wants to be very clear and reiterate that everyone is welcome in our community and that hate and discrimination will not be tolerated and does not have a home in Montgomery County. The LGBTQ plus community has been the target of a growing wave of discriminatory legislation across the country. So far this year alone, state legislatures across the nation have introduced a record-breaking number of anti-LGBTQ plus measures, 522 bills at last count. That is a staggering number of regression at a time when we should be celebrating and moving towards progress. While much of the progress that has been made here in Montgomery County should be celebrated, this month also serves as an important reminder to reflect on the work that still remains and that we still must recommit ourselves to doing so that we can achieve true equality for all LGBTQ plus individuals and for everybody in our community so that you can authentically be who you are, you have the freedom to love who you choose, and you can live a life that allows you to fulfill your full potential. During this year's Pride celebration and commemoration and all year round, we celebrate and uplift remarkable individuals who have dedicated themselves to uniting and empowering the LGBTQ plus community and beyond. Today, we are recognizing 3 extraordinary people for their ongoing advocacy. Reverend Bell, no stranger to this council and to our community. Philip Alexander Downey, no stranger to this council and to our community, the Director and Chief Executive Officer of Live in Your Truth et al. Since Philip Alexander Downey takes on many responsibilities on our behalf and on behalf of so many. And Armando Truel, Chief Executive Officer and Creative Officer at Armando Multimedia, who has been a fixture in our community for decades. Thank you so much for joining us today and for being such an integral part of our Pride Month celebration and such a central part of what makes Montgomery County who we are and what we are, and a place where we like to say we live our values out loud. Before I turn it over to Councilmember Glass, I'd like to recognize Merche Salou and Joe Thompson, who have put together today's video presentation. They continue to blow us away with their videos for our commemorations, and no doubt this will be an example of their exceptional talent, and we're very grateful for them and our amazing PIO team. Following Councilmember Glass's remarks and the viewing of the video, the full council will read the Pride Month proclamation and then join our invited guests for a get-together and gathering in the 4th floor conference room. With that, let me turn it over to Councilmember Glass.
Thank you very much, President Friedson, and all of my colleagues for continuing to lead with our hearts and make sure that everybody feels welcome, safe, and seen here in Montgomery County, because Pride Month is a month to celebrate. and a month to remember, and a month to continue fighting for our civil rights. And, you know, we continue to lead in such a way that just a few weeks ago in the budget that we just approved, we approved $700,000 for the MoCo Pride Center. And we did that unanimously, without debate, without question, because we knew it was the right thing to do, and we knew that we had to. And I'm so glad that these efforts just continue moving along, because all of these efforts are built upon the work and struggle of so many before us. And you know, just last week we received a presentation from Montgomery Planning about LGBTQ plus history here in Montgomery County. And if you haven't watched it, I really encourage you to look at the video, because they highlighted 3 extraordinary individuals who were pioneers here in Montgomery County. One is Bruce Williams, former mayor of Tacoma Park, who was the very first openly LGBTQ plus elected official in the state of Maryland. Another individual was Sue Silber, and Sue is a pioneering attorney who helps LGBTQ plus families fight for their family rights and their civil rights and employment rights. And then the third individual, who's no longer with us, is Robert Coggin, who founded the LGBTQ rights movement in Montgomery County when he formed the Suburban Maryland Gay Alliance in 1982. And I'll share that after that presentation, I received an email from 2 residents here in Montgomery County who were watching and thanked us for highlighting his work and his legacy, because they were dear friends of Robert. But the work continues, obviously. And as Pride Month comes to an end, the number of events that have been happening throughout the county continues to blow my mind. We had the first ever Poolsville Pride, right? I know a lot of colleagues and staff were there to celebrate. That builds upon Rockville Pride, Glen Echo Family Pride Day, Pride in the Plaza this weekend. We'll hear more about that later, but I got my calendar set. And I'll share also another fun event I attended last week in the retirement community of Riderwood. They had Priderwood. Right? They get points on puns as well. And I want to give a shout out to my entire team, who continues year after year to help coordinate and provide assistance to all the organizations and all the communities that want to do these events and just need a little help. And some of that help also, I know, comes from our federal delegation. I want to give a shout out to Congressman Raskin and his team, who've been incredible allies and partners throughout Montgomery County and the 8th District as well. So thank you. And so, you know, I'm just proud to serve with all of you, and proud to continue serving with my heart on behalf of all of our residents of Montgomery County. And what has made this even better is that the Rainbow Council continues to grow. More and more members join the council with more and more family ties to the LGBTQ plus community, and this work is just going to continue growing. And so we have another week or so of Pride. We have a proclamation and a video to get to, but I just want to say thank you and happy Pride, everybody.
Thank you very much, and also wanted to acknowledge we have many LGBTQ plus members of our council family, of the families of council members, and really appreciate being able to serve with the first openly LGBTQ plus Chief Administrative Officer of county government, Rich Madalino. So thank you for joining us, and thank you for demonstrating so much leadership on these and other issues. With that, we have a video to show, and we are excited to see it, that celebrates 3 individuals who reflect our extraordinary, welcoming, and inclusive community. And with that, let me turn it to the team to kick off the video.
Each June, communities around the globe come alive with the colors of the rainbow to celebrate Pride Month, a time to honor the history, struggles, and triumphs of the LGBTQ+ community. The LGBTQ+ movement has been shaped by those who dared to make a difference. This Pride Month, we shine a light on 3 remarkable individuals whose dedication and resilience continue to unite and empower the LGBTQ+ community. Reverend Ali Casey Bell fills Cedar Lane Unitarian Universalist congregation in Bethesda with joy every Sunday, inspiring attendees with his uplifting and heartfelt sermons. Ministry was a calling Reverend Bell felt deeply in his soul, guiding him to a life dedicated to faith and service.
I'm sitting in church and the minister is preaching and I can see him building the church up. And I felt like I looked around and I could see this light above everyone, this light sheen. And I was looking and I was like, oh, this is about the connection of people. This is what I'm supposed to do. I think I'm supposed to be a minister.
He found his way to the Unitarian Universalist Church when he was a teenager, at a time he needed a community to rely on. As a transgender man and Unitarian Universalist minister, Reverend Bell is committed to empowering others to live their authentic selves with courage and pride.
We bring resistance of joy into the sanctuary by naming people, and then we actually affirm them and do a ritual blessing for them so that they understand that we know who they are, we see them for who they are.
Through event planning, entertainment, and advocacy, Philip Alexander Downey provides underserved and LGBTQ+ communities with a vital platform to access resources and a supportive community.
When I was younger, there weren't folks who were doing this advocacy work and linkage to care or creating spaces for LGBTQIA+ individuals, especially BIPOC people in Montgomery County.
Philip is the director and chief executive of Live in Your Truth, a program that connects individuals with comprehensive wellness resources, part of the Moco Pride Center, an organization serving the LGBTQ+ community.
We're trying to really teach individuals and folks about humanity and that literally everybody matters and that they are allowed and able to live a truthful and authentic life. And that's literally what Live in Your Truth is all about.
As part of Live in Your Truth, Philip launched Montgomery County's first Pride in the Plaza event in 2021.
Not only is it an amazing day of LGBTQIA+ culture, love, community, and fun, and empowerment, of course, and advocacy, it's also about linking our most vulnerable community members to a plethora of resources.
A multiple award-winning journalist, Armando Trull, has dedicated his entire career to uplifting the voices of those without a platform to express their concerns, particularly dedicated to issues affecting immigrant communities, the LGBTQ+ community, and social justice. I was able to catch up with Armando on Zoom while he was overseas on an assignment.
I wanted to explain things, stories. And I really started when NPR began, and I was inspired by that, and I began to work in radio in Miami.
This year, there were plenty of expressions of gay pride as varied as the rainbow flag.
Because they all represent me in one way or another. An immigrant, gay, someone interested in freedom, the rights of men and women. It was me.
For Armando, it is crucial to use his media platform not only to share information with the public, but also to empower and unite diverse communities.
It's important because we are seeing a segment of the U.S. population that wants to deny those rights. You must fight for these rights because there are people out there who want to deny us and take what we deserve.
Through ministry, advocacy, entertainment, and media, these individuals continue to unite, empower, and inspire the LGBTQ+ community and beyond.
Thank you so much to the team for a terrific video, and to these three exceptional leaders for representing what makes Montgomery County what it is and who we are. We have a proclamation that we are going to read together to commemorate Pride Month in Montgomery County. So with that, the County Council of Montgomery County, Maryland proclamation. Whereas June is Pride Month, and 2024 marks the 6th year that Montgomery County recognizes Pride as a time to celebrate love and inclusivity. And
whereas during Pride Month, we reflect on the progress we have made in the fight for justice, inclusion, and equality, while reaffirming our commitment to do more to support lesbian, gay, bisexual, transgender, and queer rights. And
whereas we recognize trailblazers of generations before us, like Marsha P. Johnson, who protested against police brutality after Stonewall, and celebrate people like her who championed the struggle for civil rights and helped pave the path forward towards achieving full equality. And
whereas we celebrate the accomplishments and victories of the LGBTQ+ community, such as the 11th anniversary of marriage equality in Maryland and the Federal Respect for Marriage Act, which protects same-sex and international marriages. And
whereas we honor the resilience and determination of the many individuals who are fighting to live freely and authentically. In doing so, they're opening hearts and minds and laying the foundation for a more just and equitable society. And
whereas today the rights of LGBTQ+ Americans are under relentless attack. Members of the LGBTQ+ community, especially people of color and trans people, continue to face discrimination and cruel, persistent efforts to undermine their human rights. And
whereas Montgomery County reaffirms its commitment to support our non-binary and transgender residents, particularly Black trans women who continue to face marginalization, discrimination, and violence. And
whereas Pride is a time to recall the trials endured by the LGBTQ+ community and to rejoice in the triumphs and trailblazing individuals who have bravely fought for full equality. And
whereas the LGBTQ+ community and smaller municipalities within the county have organized flag raisings, parades, festivals, and many other activities to celebrate Pride Month and uplift their LGBTQ+ neighbors. And
whereas everyone should be able to live without fear of prejudice, discrimination, violence, or hatred based on race, religion, gender identity, or sexual orientation, age, or disability. And
whereas the meaningful contributions made by our LGBTQ+ community enhance our county's diverse history and culture, with the intersex progress pride flag proudly raised in our Veterans Memorial Plaza outside of the County Executive Office building, Montgomery County stands with LGBTQ+ people, their loved ones, and allies locally and across the country.
now, therefore, be it resolved that the County Council of Montgomery County, Maryland hereby proclaims June 24th as LGBTQ+ Pride Month, presented on this 25th day of June in the year 2024 by myself, Andrew Friedson, as Council President, Evan Glass, and the entire Montgomery County Council. Happy Pride Month. All right, first of all, welcome to Kevin Mack, representing Senator Cardin. Want to welcome up all of our guests, including our special guests who were highlighted in the video, who are here with us, and anybody who was invited who wants to join us up for the picture. And colleagues, we're going to take a photo together.